Welcome back. This is the final section of the Quality Counts program. We're going to be in this section. We're going to be discussing treatment records. We're also going to be talking a little on calculating average daily gain. We're also going to be talking about keeping expense records, and also providing you with a link so that you can take your exam after you finish this program. So we'll go ahead and start with the first slide here, and that's the exercise on your handbook. It should be the treatment record for swine, and in this section, basically this is what a treatment record would look like in any of the swine barn or cattle barn or anything like that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And to give you an idea, in this treatment record, we have listed on top, we've got the treatment date and time, of course the animal ID, the condition for which it was treated for, the medication that it was given, the person that administered the medication, and also the withdrawal time. And the other section is the date and withdrawal time or the date and time that the withdrawal was going to be complete. And this is that blank on your handouts so that you can go ahead and complete it. So let's go ahead and go through the first one. The first one on your handout there, the treatment date is listed as August the 1st, 2002 at 10 a.m. The animal that was treated was a swine. Animal ID is 3511. The condition it was being treated for was for pneumonia. Estimated weight is 200 pounds. Treatment that it was given was LA-200, which is an antibiotic. 9 millimeters of the medication was given intramuscular. And the person that was given that medication was Adam Smith. The withdrawal time for this medication is 28 days. So if we add 28 days to August the 1st, that means that the date and time the withdrawal would be complete would be August the 29th at 10 a.m. And as you can see, if you look down at the bottom there is a calendar, and on August the 29th you will see some notes there where it says swine 3511, and that's just to give you a better perspective of the withdrawal time for that particular animal. For the second treatment, that was on August the 2nd. The animal that was treated was a swine. Animal ID 45-8. It was treated for a lame right foot. The weight was 230 pounds. It was also treated with an antibiotic, which is penicillin, 10 mLs intramuscular. Adam Smith administered the medication, and the withdrawal period on that is 11 days. So if we take 11 days from August the 2nd, that means that with the withdrawal time would end on August the 13th at 10 a.m. And if you look below that on the calendar, on August the 13th, there are some notes there for the swine with the ID number 45-8. On the third animal that was treated, it was treated on August the 4th. It's also a swine with animal ID 23-6. It was treated for cough and fever. Animal weighed 240 pounds. It was treated with Naxal, 8 mLs intramuscular injection. It was treated by Adrian Smith, and there is no withdrawal time on this particular animal. So if there is no withdrawal time, that means that animal has no withdrawal period, and it could be slaughtered immediately. And if you can see down below on the calendar, August the 4th, they've got swine ID number 23-6 listed there. For the final one, which was treated on August the 5th at 11 a.m., we've got a swine animal ID 22-2. It was treated with swollen right knee. The animal weighed 210 pounds. It was treated with Tylen 200. It's given 4 mLs intramuscularly, and it was treated by Amanda Smith. The withdrawal period on this particular medication is 14 days. So the withdrawal time would end on August the 19th at 11 a.m. as well. So you can see on the calendar there that they've got the notes there for swine animal ID 22-2 written on the notes there. Now there are a couple of more exercises involving treatment records and stuff. We're not going to go ahead and review those on these slides. We're going to go ahead and skip through these, but we'll go ahead and let you work on these at home while you have time. It's important that you have a good understanding of how these withdrawal times work on different species of animals. So let's go ahead and go through these treatment records here real quick. And you can go ahead and work on these at home. Go ahead and list them there so you can look at them. You can pause this at home and get the right answers. This is a medical label or treatment record for a medical label. And again, these you can work on this at home. It's something similar to what the first exercise was. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about taking care of animals. As far as shelter, we live in an area where it's very warm and windy. We want to make sure that we provide good shelter for animals. Shading very important. Clean bedding, ventilation. Also, for our hot weather, and clean water and feed. All these are very important. As we get closer to November and December, we also need to be cautious of the cold weather, especially when these cold fronts come in, that we make sure that these animals are well taken care of, and also keep an eye on with these animals getting sick whenever we get these cold fronts coming in the fall. The way you handle your animals is very important. Always handle animals calmly and gently. You want to provide water immediately after transporting animals and during if possible. Many animals, whenever they travel from one location to another, and this is common during prospect shows, they tend to lose a lot of weight when they travel. So we want to make sure that as soon as they get off the truck or the trailer, that you give them enough water for the weight that they've lost. When transporting animals, if it's hot, give them shade, keep them shavings, and keep the trailer moving to provide airflow. If it's cold, give them plenty of straw, bedding, and prevent drafts. Using proper equipment when handling and loading and transporting animals. Never use electric prods, buzzers, or slappers to handle animals. And I know of some people that have used these special electric prods especially with lambs, to make them brace, and this is a no-no. We also want to avoid the distractions such as shadows, also family pets, dogs that are running around in the yard. What this causes is the animal to go under a lot of stress. They may not feed good. They may not gain the weight that they need. So that's very important, keeping them calm and keeping them cool. Feed your animal properly for good nutrition. Know your animal's nutritional requirements. Manage feeding so your animal reaches its optimum weight for the show. Keep additives. Feed additives alter the metabolism of an animal and may affect the way the animal handles stress of transporting and showing. Now, most of the feeds that you purchase at the feed store or wherever you purchase your feed, they are balanced, so they'll have all the nutritional requirements that those animals need. What we need to be cautious of is buying feed from people that make their own feed. Many a times these feeds are not balanced. They don't have all the nutritional requirements that these animals need, and as a result, the animals may not gain the weight and may get sick on you. Okay. You want to provide clean, fresh water at all times. You never withhold water for more than a few hours, especially as a means of shedding weight. And this is important as we start getting into show season. Many times, and I've heard it from in the many years that I've been involved in this. The animal will gain a lot of weight, and right before the show, they'll want to go ahead and make it shed 8 or 10 pounds. So they'll start withholding the water two or 3 days before, and that's not a good thing, because when the animal gets to the show, then that's after it's weighed in. Then they'll go ahead and give it the water, but the animal sometimes will get sick, it'll get bloated, it will not show good. So we want to go ahead and avoid that.
Okay, next we're going to look at calculating average daily gain. If you want to take a look at your handout there and follow me as I go ahead and read to you the information before you. Average daily gain is important because it shows how efficiently the animal is growing. Once you know how much your animal is gaining each day, you can estimate how much weight the animal still needs to gain before the show, and you can begin manipulating how much feed the animal receives. To calculate average daily gain, subtract the beginning weight from the ending weight and divide by the number of days on feed. Once again, ending weight minus beginning weight divided by the average daily gain. And this is your formula that you're going to use as far as some of these questions that we have lined up for you. Number 1, when you bought your market steer, he weighed 500 pounds. When he weighed exactly 100 days later, he weighed 150 pounds. What is the average daily gain? Take a little time and see if you can figure this out by using the formula above your handout. Okay, you have 850 pounds minus 550 pounds. That will equal 350 pounds. Now you take your 350 pounds and you divide that by 100 days, which will give you 3.5 pounds average daily gain. Let's go ahead and look at number 2. An FFA member chose pigs for SAEP, which is the Supervised Agriculture Experience Program. This FFA member bought a show pig on October 1st. When he got the pig home, it weighed 50 pounds. On October 8th, the pig weighed 64 pounds. What is the pig's average daily gain for this week? Okay, you have the pig weighing 64 pounds minus the 50 pounds when he brought the pig home, which equals to 14 pounds, a difference of 14 pounds. So the 14 pounds divided by the 7 days in that week will give you 2 pounds average daily gain. Okay, I hope you're following through. We have one more last question here to give you a chance to look and see how we came up with our formula for these answers. Let's look at number 3. A 4-H'er weighed her lamb on Sunday afternoon. The lamb weighed 100 pounds. 2 weeks later, it weighed 107 pounds. What was the average daily gain? Well, 2 weeks later, let's look at 107 pounds minus the lamb, what it weighs, as far as right now being 100 pounds, will give you 7 pounds. You take the difference of the 7 pounds and you divide that by 14 days, which will equal to half a pound average daily gain. Okay, next we have calculating the daily weight gain. It is important to know how much weight your animal is gaining each day. You don't need to weigh the animal every day, but you should weigh it once a week. If you know how much weight your animal is gaining each day on the amount of feed you are giving, you can adjust the feed ration to help the animal reach its ideal weight before showtime. Here are the average feeding conversions for different animals. In swine, 3 pounds of feed for 1 pound of gain. Once again, for every 3 pounds of feed you give, you will get 1 pound of gain on that animal. With beef cattle, 7 pounds of feed for 1 pound of gain. For sheep, for every 4 pounds of feed, you will get 1 pound of gain on that animal. Figure out how much feed of these animals should be given each day to reach their desired weight. Let's look at project number 1. A 4-H'er is raising a market steer. The steer weighs 1,000 pounds. If the 4-H'er is feeding the steer for 28 pounds of feed a day, how much will the steer weigh in 60 days? I'll give you a little time to figure out this information with the formula. Okay, you have 28 pounds of feed a day divided by 7 days will give you 4 pounds of average daily gain. Now you have 4 pounds of average daily gain times 60, which will equal to 240 pounds. And the 60 is the 60 days. The 240 pounds plus 1,000, which is what the steer weight is, will equal to 1,240 pounds of weight of the animal in 60 days.
Okay, you can go ahead and go through the other two questions on this one handout. We're going to go ahead and move along and briefly talk about keeping expense records. Again, this is very important for you to figure out how much you spent on your project. Here in this handout, we've got 3 projects. We've got a steer, we've got a market lamb, and a swine project. We've got the initial weights on each of these animals. We have a cost value initially, what you purchase these animals for. And then we've got feed expense records, how much feed these animals consume through the feeding period, and also cost associated with that. And again, this is very important for you to understand what these projects, what the expense of these projects are. Other expenses such as equipment, halters, clippers, medication, those you can list under other expenses, and then of course the final table there lists all the total expenses so that you can have an idea of what these projects are costing. In your handout there's some tables there that you can use for your benefit so that you can keep your own expense records. That's if you don't have anything, but we do encourage everyone to have an idea of what they're spending on these animals.
Okay, let us look at some good aspects as far as that you can use to make good judgment. Success, achieving something you desire, plan, or attempt. It's always good to have in mind to be a successful person, whether it's in your future career or just working with people out in the community. Being youngsters, youth of your age, it's good that you set these goals to be successful. Working with your projects, all these pillars that we have talked about in character and being respectful, trustworthiness, they all come in play and in becoming a successful person. So use your judgment in making good decisions to become a successful person. The word failure, not achieving something you desire, plan, or attempt, that will lead you into failure. If you do not prioritize yourself in making good decisions and always lagging behind and waiting towards the end, you're not setting yourself good goals. You're setting yourself to fail in some of these, in what we're talking about today in these projects that you're working with. Sportsmanship is about exhibiting livestock with honor. Having good sportsmanship is very important. It makes you become a better person. The pillars that we talked about, once again, being respectful, being kind, working in your community, saying yes sir, no sir, being polite, all these things lead to good sportsmanship. Then we have gamesmanship. It's all about winning or gaining and glory. I mean, if you're out there and you're working with your animals and such, are you doing this all for gain of glory, to become a winner? Is this what it's all about?
Okay, this is our final slide in our quality counts program. This is what you would expect to see whenever you go to this website. And by the way, this is a website that you will be needing to go to after you have undergone this program. And this website will guide you through a test. For if you're a junior, you will be taking a 10-question test. If you are a senior, you will be taking a 20-question test, and you will need to make a grade of 80 or better to go ahead and pass this program. You can take the test as many times as you want, but we do encourage you that once you pass this test, there is a certificate that you can go ahead and print out. Go ahead and print it out and keep it for your records. That way, if we ever need it in the future, because you're going to be exhibiting it at a major show or Mercedes, or even here locally, you can show proof that you've undergone this program. What you're seeing in this slide is you're seeing three icons there. One of them for the 4-H, another one for the FFA, and another one for 4-H and FFA. If you are a 4-H member and all that you're ever going to show under is 4-H, then go ahead and click on this icon. If you're an FFA member and all that you're going to be exhibiting in is FFA projects, then go ahead and click on this one. And the next one is for those of you who are involved in both 4-H and FFA. And this is what we would encourage you to go ahead and use, because if you're a junior or something, you never know, you may want to join FFA later on in your future. So this will, satisfy some of those requirements with FFA. So I would encourage you to go ahead and use this icon. This is going to conclude our program. We hope you've enjoyed it, and go to this website and take the test. Best of luck.